Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Mr. Reality on the Psychic Medium Liz Cross Show. How are you doing, Liz?
Oh, very well. What do you have in store for us today?
Well, Irish rock singer, lead frontman of U2 was in the news recently, and I thought, I don't know, we haven't really probed a celebrity figure in a while, so I thought we could talk to him and see what he's up to and find out more about him.
It's Bono.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Bono. I might say it
Yeah.
interchangeably. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've never probed him before. How interesting. Oh my God. Okay. Let's talk to him. What would you like to know?
So this charting star success that he's on is when did he plan this? How many lifetimes ago did he plan this success that he has in this lifetime?
Oh, how many lifetimes ago did he plan this success he's had in this lifetime? Only one lifetime ago. He was tired of being poor.
Okay. And does he feel like is he really religious, or is he using faith kind of as a, I don't know, a cross to bear, if you will?
Are you really religious? Yes, I do feel he is religious. Even when I mind probe him, he's very religious.
Okay. You said of your 2016 heart surgery that you might rethink your legacy. And so what is that? How has that changed you in a way?
Your legacy, how's it? What does that mean exactly? He says he should be doing a lot more to help people.
And has he? And how much control does he have over his own money?
See, are you helping more people? I mean, he's not really.
Hmm.
How much control do you have over your own money? I mean, he has control. He does. How much do you have? A lot of, yeah, he's got tons and tons and tons of money. And do you actually, you say you want to help people, but how are you going to help people? Well, he says, do you give a lot of money to charity? He does. I feel like he gives a lot of money to local charities too.
Does he ever follow the chain of custody on those charities? And is he giving money to places that aren't charity, that are,
Uh,
fronts for charity?
do you do you follow the chain of custody? No, he doesn't follow the chain of custody. And do you believe that every charitable organization that you give to is legitimate? I mean, as far as he knows, in his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, as far as he's aware, he does believe that they are legitimate.
Hmm. Okay. You admitted some victories for AIDS, and but then you came back and said that it really wasn't you, was the people around you. So are you more particular about the people that you surround yourself with and the people that use your funds now?
Are you more particular about who receives your funds? Now, yes, he is very particular, but you said that you helped with AIDS. He did. He did help with AIDS. And but then you said it wasn't you, it was the people around you. Well, it was like a team effort. Yes. I feel like he has a team of either they're PAs or accountants. I think a mixture of both that decide like which charities they research, find out what the needs are. He very much is about finding out what the need is and then covering the need instead of just writing blank check. You know what I mean? Just, oh, I need $10,000. Okay, here you go. He wants to see that they're actually using the money for what it's supposed to be intended for.
Okay, so what are the primary missions of one's charity right now? Where's that money going towards, the majority of it that he feels is where it's going?
Where where is the majority of the money going at the moment? Oh, it's spread out all over, actually. Is it for like religious causes? Some of it's local. I feel like he sponsors local sports where he is at the moment. Do you support charities in Africa? I mean, he does a little bit, not so much. What other charities do you? I feel like he does support some hospital or medical charities as well. Yeah.
What other countries, really?
Um, do you do you actually give money to other charities in other countries? I mean, he has in the past. He has in the past. I feel he's reined it in quite a lot, actually.
Does he feel like any of his money, and again, this is for entertainment purposes only, please don't sue us. Does he feel like any of his money ever went towards nefarious activities? And was he aware of it? Did he change that? Did he pull it off?
Were you aware that
Like the
any of your
charitable money?
charitable money was being used for nefarious activities? I mean, he heard that because if he supported a charity and then the charity is found to be devious, he quickly withdrew the funding.
Okay. Has he ever, or does he ever, curry favor to global elites in any way, and how?
Do you ever favor global elites? No, he doesn't like global elites.
But
He's
he's go ahead.
he's for the little man. Like that's what I'm getting from him. Um, Now he may mingle with them to try to get them to contribute to charitable causes. I mean, he'd rather use their money than his own money, is what I'm getting. But he really is for like the little man.
He's the little man in that fish pond, is what he's saying. So he doesn't have anywhere near the wealth that they do, is his sentiment.
No, meaning that he's for like the everyday person. He doesn't so much like the elites. He doesn't like the the billionaires, millionaires. Actually, he's quite against it.
Of which he is one.
I know, of which you are one. Yeah, but he thinks that he is different.
We all think that, Bono. Oh, he did say on a Joe Rogan podcast the other week that because of the U.S. aid cuts that the Department of Government Efficiency has implemented, over 300,000 people will die. Does he truly believe that, or is he just poking the bear because he doesn't like billionaires, of which he is one?
Do you truly believe that when you went on Joe Rogan, that 300,000 people? Yeah, he really truly believes that. Yes, he does.
And has he identified which of the U.S. aid causes or which of the NGOs will be responsible for those deaths?
Have you identified which cause will be? No, this is what he's been told.
Okay. And is this, who told him that?
Who told you that? The media. Um, so do you believe the media was lying? No, he doesn't believe the media was lying.
You said fame amplifies your flaws. How do you see your greatest flaws now?
You say fame amplifies your flaws. What do you see as your greatest flaw now? Not extending himself emotionally and not telling the people that he loves them.
Hmm. What about believing the media?
What about believing? I mean, he really does believe the media.
So, what is his most paramount cause that he's interested in at the moment
What is
as we
your
probe him today?
most paramount cause that you are interested in at the moment? I'm getting very strongly that his cause is children, about giving them something to live for. I feel he supports a lot of children's charities in Ireland and poverty, food banks is what I'm getting. Um, yeah.
How much of your wealth goes to that? I mean, you can say it, but give us a number, give us a percentage.
How much of your, let's say overall percentage, how much of your overall of the overall percentage of your wealth goes to charity? How much? About 15%.
Okay. I don't give 15% to charity. I don't know how many of our listeners give 15% to charity. Um, Talk to me about the formation of like your next plan. What do you feel like you want to focus on going forward towards the later stages of your life?
What do you feel like you want to work on going the later stages of your? So he also wants to focus on, getting kids involved in music as well. Um, is that what, are you going to create your own charity to do this? He's thinking about it. He definitely is thinking about it, doing a music charity, sorry. It's very important for him that children and young people have access to making music. He believes that playing instruments is almost like a dying breed, especially with the AI. He
Yeah, I've got an
says
app for
he's,
that.
yeah.
What does he want for his children?
Oh, what do you want for your children? To continue the charitable legacy and wealth.
What has he instilled in them as a religious father?
What have you instilled in them as a religious father? Ethics, values, morals, the giving aspect, just to be good people, keep your nose clean, don't break the law, raise your children properly. I mean, he's just, yeah, he's just like he comes across as a really good guy, right? Just a, normal kind of guy, even though he was the lead singer of U2, right?
Does he listen to anybody in spirit? Does anybody guide him, or was this all pre-planned by? He wouldn't know, but does he listen to anybody in spirit?
Do you listen to anyone in spirit? He does believe he has a spiritual connection with his mother. I also feel there's some sort of auntie that he was quite close with. Um, he believes he believes that they are with him. Do you actually hear them? He believes sometimes he can feel them, he can hear them. Do you talk to them to see like what you should do? Sometimes we do that, right? We say to our loved ones on the other side, "Oh, I wish you were here. I wish you could tell me. Can you just show me what I should do?" And I do believe he has that about him.
Does he feel like he has done enough, or does he want to put more of his wealth into charitable donations?
Do you feel like you have done enough? No, he wants to do a lot more. But what he just said to me is, to make sure things are done well and to make sure things are done properly, he really needs to be in charge of the charities himself. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that takes a lot of work and a lot of time. And he says, I'm very aware of that. And I'm saying, are you going to do that? And he goes, yes. But I'm saying, would your children help you run those charities? And I do believe that they would.
So he wants to keep it in the family.
Yes. Is that going against the grain by keeping the, no, but this is about keeping the charity in the family. Are you planning to keep the wealth in the family? I mean, he wants to extend it out for generations to come and also to be able to keep, growing that wealth and a portion of it going to charity. Yes.
Well, I guess he can't see that far with his own incarnation. Does he believe in reincarnation?
Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe in reincarnation? No. No,
Oh,
he does not. One
well,
life. He is quite religious, but I feel it's kind of like old religion, I don't know, it just doesn't feel spiritual to me. It feels more like I do things by the religious book.
that's an interesting statement. So you said he's not religious, and but he plays the religion card. And so is he
Oh
going
no,
through it?
he's religious.
Well, is he going through the motions of being religious just by historical precedent,
Hmm.
or because his father was and lost it? Is he afraid that's going to happen to him?
Are you are you religious just because why are you religious? He was taught to be. What do you mean his father lost it?
Towards the end of his life, he said his father lost religion and he felt bad for his father when he died, thought that he should have kept it in his life.
Oh, do you believe that your father should have kept? Yes. Well, why do you think your father lost his religion? Well, let's ask his father. Let's bring his father in. Did you lose religion towards the? Yes, he did. Why? Because he didn't feel that anybody was there for him. He didn't feel that religion was supportive. He didn't feel that in the time when he needed people or he needed religion, they weren't answering his prayers.
What were the prayers that he had that weren't answered? Picture Bono and his dad.
What were the prayers that you had that were not answered? Lots of prayers. I mean, I feel his father was quite a deeply religious man, actually, and he used to pray and pray and pray all the time. He prayed for his wife. He prayed to forgive his sins. He prayed for a longer life. He prayed to not experience pain. I mean, he prayed all the time. And none of those things happened. And he's saying to me at the end of my lifetime, I was tired of praying. No one had answered my prayers.
And is that when you turned your back? When what was the consequence of renouncing that religion towards the end of your life?
Was there any consequence? No, there was no consequence. Is that when you turn your back? Yes, it was. He'd been debating about turning his back, and he realized how he's saying how religion really just was a mind control product, um, to control people and how they act, feel, think, behave. They tell you how to, do all those things. So he's saying that he's glad he gave up religion in the end.
Let's ask Bono's dad, how does your thinking change between being alive in a body and being reborn in a soul?
How does your thinking change being alive in a body and then being in a soul when you transition? Like, how does that thinking change? Well, he says all of those are kind of earth plane worries. Being good. You don't have to worry about being good in the spirit world. You just are good. Is there any evil in the spirit world? No.
Come on.
The evil and the darkness is here on the earth plane. Is that what hell is? He believes so.
We've met some dark souls on the other side. You just may be
Yeah.
keeping in good graces and in good neighborhoods, but we've met dark souls on the other side.
Yeah, well, we've met souls that have a lot of darkness on the other side, but are they allowed to harm other souls in the spirit world? Now that's a no. Can you harm, you know, intentionally, can you harm others on in the spirit world? No. Unintentionally, yes, you can make, really bad contracts that are not beneficial for other spirits, other souls. Can you trick souls? I mean, yeah, some of it you can, but as far as like physically, I mean, we're not in a physical body, so you can't really physically harm anyone. Um, can you mentally harm souls in the spirit world? No. I mean, it's such a high frequency, he says, a high vibration that it's just not really there. The capability to harm others, emotionally, it's not really there. Again, a lot of that is because we're exposed to lower frequencies, lower energy here on the earth plane. That gives us this capability, he says. But up in the spirit world, no.
Does he think as Bono's dad, or does he think as the 200 or however many other incarnation of humans he has been? Like, how does thinking change when you're up there versus how it is down here, where we're focused on events, the things that happen during the day? Like, what is thinking different when you're up above?
Like, what do you think about? Well, it's really just consumed with the next life. Do you think that your son is doing a good job with charity? I mean, he says yes, but he says, who am I to judge? Um, do you believe there's judgment in the spirit world? No. So why should I judge my son? Did you have a good relationship with your son? I mean, it was okay. It could have been a lot better, he says. Um, but it was okay.
So you're just thinking about your next life, but that seems kind of like earth-based thinking. Do you think as the other humans you have been, or are you only thinking of your last incarnation? And how many incarnations has Father Bono had?
Do you think about all your incarnations at once? No. Do you really just think about your last incarnation? I mean, you're not any of those things really when you're up there. So, but you're not any, but you are, right? You're all of them, but you're not. So when it comes to making plans, are you Bono's father or are you all your previous incarnations? No, you're all your previous incarnations.
And so do you think as those individuals, we're bringing his dad forth now. So I want to know, what's the division of Bono's dad versus however other many humans he has been, or human lifetimes? How do you classify it?
How do you classify that? I mean, he's just like you take it as it comes. I mean, are you going to be Bono's dad in the future? He hopes so. And this next lifetime, he wants to make amends. I feel like Bono prays every day and always includes his dad in the prayers. He prays for his wife, he prays for his children. Do you still pray like for your mother? He includes her.
How differently is thinking on the other side versus here? And I know I'm asking Bono's dad, so I don't know, maybe the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but I'm just trying to get a different sense of what am I doing wrong down here on the earth plane that I can do when I'm up there above?
What am I doing wrong on the earth plane? Different than what I can do up there above. Well, you look at what you do wrong on the earth plane in the life review, and then you take that life review and you see how you can work out those things that you did wrong on the earth plane. You're always trying to be a better version of yourself. Not so much on earth. A lot of times on the earth in the earth plane living, He says in the earth plane life, we just get hung up on the here and now instead of where are we going? What are we doing? A lot of humans are incapable of thinking that far ahead, especially in terms of growing their souls. So he is saying that, yeah, when you're in spirit, all of that, all of those options are available to you.
Okay, I thought of a good one. So, Papa Bono, how many incarnations as a human have you had?
How many incarnations as a human have you had? As a human? About 300.
Okay, so can we look at Life Review 129 and tell us what was in that life review?
Life review as a human, life number 129. Oh, well, that was a very short life. He was a baby and he passed away of illness.
Okay, maybe not a good one. Let's go ahead. 149.
What about life 149? Okay, in that lifetime, he was the mother of Bono.
Oh,
In that lifetime, they had a lot of children and subjected to a lot of physical abuse by a lot of people. He was uneducated, did not know how to read and write, did not have a lot of rights, did not really speak that much, was raped repeatedly, and was worn out from raising children and lived a life of fear of the next attack.
so this is Bono, or this is the mother that Papa Bono was in that lifetime at 149?
This is the mother that
Okay.
Papa Bono was in that lifetime.
So in that life review, what was that like? Because that's a horrifically traumatic experience for a mother to go through, I would assume.
Yeah, but that was typical of the day, right? And this thing about, women's rights, domestic violence, people being punished for that, highlighting abuse and standing up for ourselves, not tolerating abuse, being financially independent. This is all new. I mean, this has not been going on for very long on the earth plane. Of course, you had loopholes and females that made it on their own way back in the day, but it was very, very rare. So this the way that he has described that lifetime is very common for most females to experience. And what was the life review was how pitiful he was and how beaten down he was or she in that lifetime. And there were chances to empower herself, but she didn't do it. She remained subservient to the day she died.
And so what was the cause for the next 150 lifetime, and how did it change?
So for the next lifetime, he had swapped places and was the child, and Bono was the dad.
Wow. And
Yeah, soul families do that.
was it he subjected then to that kind of trauma, physical, sexual abuse?
Were you subjected to physical? No, but it was all about I've got to teach you how to be a man, and men are hard on women. And so it was commonplace also if the father was beating up the mother, that the male children were also invited to beat up the mother.
Oh,
Terrible, isn't it?
that's horrific. And so that's
We,
got to lead.
people really, some people are really miserable and some people are really having a difficult time. And I was talking about this during a reading yesterday, but we have more opportunity, more options, more consciousness expansion, uh, more protection. more education. We have so much now that we never had in those previous lifetimes. We have access to make money. Um, it's just okay. Yes, I know that there's a lot of abuse and there's a lot of lifetimes that are not ideal. I get it. But if you start listening to these kinds of stories, and when I do the CTT and the past life regression, I mean, this is not unusual for those types of stories that bleed through into this lifetime, that we've really experienced terrible, terrible losses. When he was talking about the lifetime where he was a baby and he passed away, there was no medical care, no medical treatment. There was no one to help. And also, they blame the mother for the death of the child. Women
Oh,
that were having children that were repeatedly dying for whatever reason, maybe birth defect, women took the blame for that. So, really, you've got to think in this lifetime, you've got, even though it may not feel as if you do, but you've got to find the opportunity in there somewhere.
so I would assume, correct me if I'm wrong, that that would cause a lot of soul trauma, those events. Have they
Mm,
healed from those soul trauma events around the 140s, or do they still carry that with them?
do you still carry the karma they still carry with them? Was he nice to his wife? Were you nice to your wife in this? I mean, he could have been a better husband in this lifetime.
Can his dad tell us how karmic weight is balanced or weighed on the other side?
Oh, how is karmic weighed or balanced on the other side? It's heavy. Is it a heavy energy? Yes. It's almost like a bank. He's showing me it's like you get a printout of how much karmic debt you've racked up or you've clocked. Oh, all the miles, the karmic debt miles you've clocked up over all the lifetimes. And you've got to figure out ways to resolve it.
What's his number?
What's your number? Oh, it's in the millions.
What is that a measure of?
What does that measure out? Well, it means that he has lots and lots more lifetimes here on the earth plane to get this sorted out. And he doesn't know if he'll ever sort it out.
But he says it's in the millions. But what what is the measurement of karmic debt? Is it like a dollar? Is it like is it a pound? What is how is it measured?
It's measured in energy waves. It's the waves, yeah. It's measured in energy calculations. It's heavy.
Can he see how much karmic balance and debt his son Bono has?
Can you see how much karmic balance and debt Bono has? He can see that, yes. Do you believe he's resolved any karmic debt? He's resolved quite a lot of karmic debt, yes. Is he going to be able to resolve it through charity? No. Okay, that makes sense to me because a lot of times people think that by donating to charity, volunteering, it's righting
Right.
all the wrongs and all that. Okay, it does increase the good karma somewhere out there in the good karma bank. However, it doesn't resolve the negatives, the bad karma, the negative soul contracts, the negative issues. It just doesn't erase it. It's not a one for one system.
What do you have to do to resolve the bad karma?
You have to figure out why it was there in the first place. What is the reason it was in your lifetime? Figure out the reason for the lack, why it was necessary, and to understand it, and then you can get rid of it.
Can you pull good karma from your future, or is that robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Ooh, can you pull good karma from your future? No, the only thing you can do is when you're in the spirit world, you can sprinkle some of that good karma, but you don't want to use all your good karma. You want to save it as much as possible. But you can sprinkle it into the lifetime.
Does he think it's fair that we don't know what our bad karma points are while we're down here?
No, that's very unfair.
Right. How can you win at a system if you don't know what the game is?
Well, that's the whole point. That's what keeps the system in play, right? If we know what it is and we know how it works, well, then people won't want to play the game. Souls won't want to play the game. This is how we sustain consciousness. But by keeping everybody in the dark, yes, I realize that's unfair. Um, but that's how it keeps us going. Because we're looking for ascension on a soul level, so we don't have to keep reincarnating.
Are we? Or are we just looking for a ride in a spaceship? I guess it's whatever your decision is out there. Bono,
I'm asking,
congratulations. Continue with your good work. Papa Bono, we
hmm.
hope you do well next time you come through, and let us know what your favorite U2 song is in the comments down below. Thanks so much, Liz.
Yeah, thank you. I actually saw them in concert. It was actually very good.
Ooh, cool.
It was really a good quality concert. And I was in like the nosebleed section and it was outside. It was excellent.
All
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Reality. And don't
right.
forget, Mr. Reality has a tip jar listed down below.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.